So in today's video, we're actually going to be talking about my 2022 GTA real estate predictions. My name is Alice Prince. I am a broker with Royal LePage Signatures, specializing in selling residential real estate in York Region, Durham Region, and Toronto. So if you like this type of real estate content, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell to be notified when similar videos like this pop up. And if you want to set up your 2022 real estate goals, you can go right into that description and book a buyer consultation, a seller consultation, or just a call to chat about real estate. So let's just dive right into it. Being an active realtor in the GTA, meaning I'm doing this full time and basically obsessed with real estate, here's what I think is going to be up and coming for next year. Interest rates will increase at least 3 times. And I know what you're thinking, duh, it's been in the news. Well, it's been said that we can expect to see at least 8 interest rate hikes in 2022, but I believe that there's going to be at least 3, with increments of 0.25%, bringing the overnight lending rate to 1%. 8 interest rate hikes is a lot, and real estate accounts for a significant portion of Canada's GDP. For example, the City of Toronto has collected more than $1 billion from land transfer tax alone so far in 2021. So it would be in the government's best interest to not crash our real estate market. But the question is, will raising interest rates have an impact on our market? Of course. Will it be enough for all the keyboard warriors that say that the real estate sky will fall once interest rates rise to celebrate? I don't really believe so. There's other factors to consider when trying to gauge whether there's a pending crash looming in our markets. Alright guys, just want to have a little sidebar moment here. Something to keep in mind though is that real estate does not have to be so hot and cold. In fact, the market is where it's really the healthiest is one where prices accelerate at a moderate pace. Real estate is not so black and white. Markets fluctuate, they ebb, they flow, and they depend on what's going on in the outside world. We'll really determine how markets react, but we can't look at one factor and say, aha, this is it. It's my opportunity because the market is definitely going down. Where there may be opportunity in one city or asset class doesn't mean that the same opportunity will present itself throughout each area or city. For instance, if you remember spring 2017, the market corrected. It corrected heavily in York Region, where it moved from a strong seller's market to a buyer's market in the matter of weeks, and it remained there for a few months. But then if you look at the Toronto stats, it didn't have the same shift. So in my opinion, it's not beneficial to use this blanket statement when talking about real estate. Which brings me to my next point. I believe that there's going to be less sales happening in 2022. Now, I think that 2022 will still be in a very strong seller's market territory just based on the fundamentals. Now, I don't think that the growth in 2022 is going to be as strong as it was in 2021, especially in the later half of 2022, because a lot of that pandemic built up buying demand has already been taken care of. And I think a lot of people are waiting to see what's going to happen with interest rates and also the provincial election. However, the pent-up demand that wasn't addressed in 2021 is expected to continue through the normally quiet winter seasons and spill over into the spring markets of 2022, so buyers can take advantage of the rates before they are set to rise in the second quarter. That being said, prices have increased between 20 to 40% throughout the GTA, so I think that this fear of missing out mentality is starting to subside a little bit because homes are becoming more expensive. Now, the final number of sales for 2021 aren't out yet, but we're expected to finish around 123,000, which makes it the biggest year in history for the amount of sales. Our sales are actually up about 30% in the GTA compared to previous years. Now, as you know, when inventory levels are down and demand is high, we see prices appreciate, but it's not like we didn't have the inventory. It's just that the demand was crazy strong. Think about it. You can't have one of the strongest sales years in history ever without having anything to sell. The situation was that buyers were so hungry for real estate and properties that hit the market just were absorbed so fast, nothing was sitting on the market for more than 7 days. Keep in mind there's 2 sides to this equation, buyers and sellers, and without both, real estate wouldn't work. And so we've experienced the imbalance between both. We know how the prices react if one part of that equation is more than the other. So as we come out of an explosive year, chatter of interest rates, rising, the provincial election coming in June of 2022, and the new variant or variants, who knows how much more we can expect, will have an impact on the market's mentality moving into 2022. So the question is, will all of this have enough of an impact to slow down the rapid price appreciation? Which brings me to my next point. So prices will increase in 2022 by, I believe, 10 to 11%. Following more than a year of record price appreciation across the country, Canadian home values are actually expected to rise strongly again in 2022, however, at a slower pace, as mentioned, compared to 2021. Pent-up demand from the buyers who were unable to transact and lock in a home in 2021, coupled with a growing need for shelter and newcomers to Canada, will continue to put an upward pressure on price on a market that's already suffering from a chronic supply shortage. The lack of housing supply in Canada is a real issue, one that cannot be addressed or solved overnight. While some believe that housing is now overvalued, the signals actually point to a level of demand that will continue to outpace inventory, which will in turn have an impact on prices, and we can continue to see them to rise. That being said, I do expect to see how fast prices rise to calm down a little bit. While the median price of a condo is forecasted to increase 12%, the GTA is the only major region expected to see price appreciation levels in the condo sector surpass detached homes in 2022. Condos in the city of Toronto and in the greater region have actually rebounded. While we took the time to sort through COVID, condo prices actually dropped by 12%, but that trend was actually short-lived. Fast forward to now, the average cost of a Toronto condo today is $765,000. We're actually starting to see more demand and offer dates again in the condo segment, because the gap between freehold properties and the Toronto condo is about $1 million. Buyers are realizing now that condos are a good option and an affordable option to get into the real estate market. Something else that we can expect to rise is rental prices. Now, I believe we're going to see a 3 to 5% increase in rental prices. Our government has actually promised that over the next 4 years, they want to up the amount of immigration coming into Canada. The numbers used to be about 250,000. Now they're saying they are targeting for about 400,000 new Canadians per year. So a lot of people will come to Ontario and the GTA, and they're going to need somewhere to live. So when coming to a new country, lots of these people don't buy right away. They settle in, they get sorted, they research where they want to plant their roots. So before purchasing, they're gonna need somewhere to live. To have higher rental demand come into the GTA will increase prices in 2022. Now, my final prediction, the market's not going to crash in 2022. We know that if prices are going to drop 30%, it would take us back to 2019. If prices were to drop 10%, it would take us back to only 6 months ago. Timing the market is next to impossible, and if you're banking on the fact that the market is going to crash sometimes next year, think of how far prices will be to only end up to where we currently are. So instead of hoping and wishing and waiting, my advice would be to put a plan together, sit down with your mortgage broker to see exactly what you can get approved for in this moment. Immigration targets are high, rates are going to continue to be fairly low, and although we're expected for them to go up, the inventory is just not there. So if you came here to comment that the market is going to crash or correct, congratulations. At one point in time, you may be correct, but hoping for the future failure of the market is just putting you further behind. If you'd like to learn more about how to move up the property ladder or how to even hop on that ladder, I'm always available for your questions and concerns. I'd love the opportunity to chat. Use the Calendly link below to book a time convenient for you. Ciao for now, and we'll catch you on the next one.